Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I picked myself up a lock box, decided to do a quick video on it here just in case it's something you might be considering. I have a couple similar lock boxes already. One is from Stopbox USA and I don't really care for that one. And then the other is from Streamlight, and I do like it. It's very lightweight, it's built really well, but it's actually kind of small. Like a Glock 19 is about the biggest that you can fit in it. And if you had a weapon light on it that stuck out beyond the muzzle a little bit, it wouldn't even fit. But these lock boxes are great for securing your firearms or other valuables at home, in your car, or even when you're traveling. But stick around if you want to learn about it. We'll do a real quick unboxing. We'll go over all the features and specifications, kind of show you guys how to set it up for home use, how to use it in a car, and then even if you're going to fly with it, I'll show you guys like the TSA requirements. So this is made by SnapSafe, and they're actually a division or branch of Hornady, the same company that makes ammo that most of you are probably familiar with. They make this in 3 different sizes. They have a large, extra large is what I have, and then an extra, extra large. As you can see here on the box, it's using 16 gauge steel, and there's a lot of weight to this. And it has 2 keys. They also do have a combination version if you'd prefer it. But let's get everything pulled out and we'll start going over stuff. Looks like our keys are up on top here. And then we have the lock box itself. The lock box has their name up on top here. Obviously the lock. This is where a cable's going to go. I'll show you that in a bit. Nothing on the bottom. And then there is the hinge that is exposed kind of back there, but no way to pry on that or anything. If you would need more than one of these, they do have like a 2-pack, and 1 set of keys will work for both lock boxes. So the keys are cut exactly the same on both sides, so it does not matter which way you insert them. They'll work both ways. So I got this one to use in the car. I will let you guys know that if you're trying to use this maybe on a bedside stand or the top of a dresser or something, it does move around pretty easily. I think I would take like one of those like rubbery shelf liner type things and put down underneath of it. But let's get it open up and see what all comes in it here. So that opens all the way back. It doesn't like stop halfway or anything. Just some information. This is probably more of a catalog. And they also include this cable here. I believe it's 4 feet in length. It's a steel cable. This is what's going to attach over here to this little spot here, and I'll show you this in a bit. But this is what's really going to secure this to wherever you have it, whether it's in your house, your car, or again if you're traveling. In your house, you can wrap it around any type of furniture that can't really be moved, maybe like part of a bed frame or something like that. Or you could use something along this line. This is a hasp and a staple. I actually use these myself. You can take this and put it into a stud, and then take maybe some like 3-inch screws or whatever to put into it. It would take a lot of work to get that out of a wall, but then this is going to loop through there and then attach here. I drive a Jeep Wrangler, and the glove compartment locks and the center console locks as well. But they're plastic locks, and I think that with enough strength that you could just like pull those open even though they're locked. So I kind of wanted something like this to secure firearm in the vehicle. And could someone still take this out of your vehicle? Yes, but they're going to need bolt cutters, which are likely not going to have, or some type of tools to remove the car seat that this is going to be wrapped around. And pretty much nobody's going to have that type of stuff. Most car break-ins are like smash and grab. You know, they just break out a window, they grab a backpack or something like that. So this is going to be pretty secure. As far as the dimensions, when it's closed, it's 10 inches long, 7 inches wide, and 2 inches deep. As far as actual usable storage dimensions, we're looking at probably close to 9 inches in length, maybe 6 5/8 in width, and probably still close to that 2 inches because this foam will press all the way down. As far as weight, by itself, it's 3 pounds, 11 ounces. If we put that cable on there, it's almost 4 pounds total. So it's definitely not lightweight, but it also feels very well made and very durable. So I'm going to be placing some guns in this, just so YouTube knows I'm working in a completely safe environment. There's no ammo in these guns. Everything is safe. So what I'm hoping to be able to do is just take my gun and holster off my belt together and then just put the whole thing in here. We're probably at like an 1.5 inches or so with that. So let's just see as it is right now if this will close. And so that is pretty tight. I can push that down. Let's see if it'll lock, and that foam should like form around. Yeah, no problem at all with it. So let's go with a slightly bigger gun, Glock 19, in this holster. And again, I can probably press that down there and get this to lock, but I want to show you guys something else here in a minute. So yeah, I could do it, but I could feel tension on those keys right there. So what they have done is they've actually put 4 pieces of foam in here. So if that was too thick, we can just remove one of these pieces, put the same gun and holster back in there, and then now that's going to close much easier. Let's say that you carry a 1911 or some other full size. I think this CZ, I think it has a 4.5 inch barrel, but it easily fits in here. Even if you had a light on this, that would fit no problem at all. In fact, you might even be able to fit a second gun in here. Yeah, and that's even with that holster still on there. A full size with a holster might be too big. I removed 2 pieces of foam and it's almost too tight. I could probably force this down, but I still got an 1.5 inches, 2 inches here, and I don't think I want to do that. So yeah, that's probably too big. But again, the gun by itself, no problem getting at the close, and there's no rattle or anything like that with it in there. I told you that these lock boxes are great for your home, for your car, or for when you're traveling, and you obviously don't have to use them for just firearms. Again, if you have nice jewelry, or if you want to put cash in there, passports, whatever it might be, these work great for that. So to secure this like around furniture or to the seat post of a car or whatever, you're basically going to wrap this around it, and then this goes through here like this, and then you're going to pull it tight onto that seat post, and then this other end here just basically drops down in here like this. And they've designed this to where this basically does not take up like any extra space in here. Some other ones that I have, this comes a whole lot further and it sticks inside of your storage spot a whole lot more. But once you have the cable in there and then this is locked, again, I think it's 1,500 pounds of tensile strength or whatever that they claim on there, but a person's not going to be able to pull this out of that spot. So in a car, again, you're going to try to wrap it around like these rails or a seat post or whatever bolts to your floor. I put mine on that side over there. And then you're just going to take this, feed it through here until that gets tight over there. So now there's no way of pulling that off. And then this will just go in here. And then we can put this underneath the seat now. This lockbox is TSA approved, so let's talk about flying with a firearm. First thing I'll say is I am not an attorney, so this is not legal advice. I do not work for the TSA or any airlines, so do your own research before you fly. And it even tells you here, like, because every airline can have different policies. So the first thing that TSA says is that it has to be a lockable hard case. It says it can be made out of wood, metal, or plastic, but it cannot be a soft case. So even though I can lock this one, I could not use this soft one. If your case has multiple holes for multiple locks, they prefer that every hole have a lock on it. Like if I put one here, I might still be able to open this end up enough to maybe slide something out. So just keep that in mind if you use anything else. Like, that's what's nice about this, is you don't have to worry about it. The lock is right there. Glock cases typically don't have any type of lock holes anywhere around it. I probably would not even attempt to use that. I know people do. You could technically take a lock like this here, go around this handle, and then the case can't open. I personally would not chance that though. I would get a case that actually has locks. So your gun has to be unloaded, and even the magazines are supposed to be unloaded. I know I've seen videos where people say that they've loaded up 2 or 3 magazines and put them in and they were fine. They're not supposed to be. It's supposed to be unloaded, and the magazine is actually supposed to be out of the gun. Even if it's unloaded, if it is installed, they consider this a loaded gun now. Your ammo should be stored in its original box if possible. Definitely not like laying loose, not like in a Ziploc baggie or something like that. If you don't have the original box, these hard cases for ammo, these work fine too. And technically, this should be stored in a different box than what your firearm is. Again, I've seen all kinds of videos, people just put this box, down in here or whatever, and it works perfectly fine. If you actually read the TSA rules, it says it should be in a separate box, and this all goes in your checked luggage. You could leave the slide locked back like this, but you don't have to. You could also close the slide and then put like a chamber flag in there, but again, you don't have to. But this here would be my setup. Magazine out, no ammo in here, and then I'm putting an air tag in between those foam cushions right there, and then locking this up. And then again, this is going to go in your check luggage. You do have to go to the main ticket counter. You just go up there and say, hey, I have a unloaded firearm that I need to declare. They have you fill out a quick form, and it's a pretty simple process. Before I end this video, I did want to correct something that I said earlier about the hinge. When I talked about it kind of being back here and you couldn't pry it, the hinge itself is actually on the inside. There is a pin that goes through here, but the way this is designed, you can't remove that pin because like the shell here, the clam, basically on both sides, I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but you can't like hit that out. And I also want to let you guys know that they do offer a lifetime warranty on this lockbox. So these lockboxes can be found on SnapSafe's website. I think they're like $45 on there for this size, but they're also available on Amazon for like $33. I am not trying to sell them or anything like that. I'm just letting you guys know where you can find them. And I will leave the Amazon link down in the video description in case you guys want to find out more information on it. I think there's like 2,000 some odd reviews, so if you want to read any of them, or if you want to pick one up. But all right, guys, if you found the video helpful or informative in any way, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And that's going to be it on this one. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.